When I left my office job as a website developer at a small company for a position that allows me to work full time from home, I thought I had it. I gleefully traded in my suits and dress shoes. Now, look at this full column. I've told you repeatedly that when you have a full column, it means that the following sentence will be an additional information about the previous sentence. So look, that is what is happening here. So this full column is just telling you his own, okay, how he gleefully traded in many suit dress shoes, from sweatpants and slippers. My frantic early mornings begged lunch packing for leisurely midday trip to my refrigerator. The reality of this comfort work from home life, however, soon got one of this is wrong because it's too wordy. We need something that portray the idea in a short form and active form. And look, this was not right. So let's check other option. Was promptly one? No. Promptly one? No. The answer should be one. That's correct. That's the correct answer. So however, one off quickly. I mean, that makes sense. So let's move on. Within a month, I found myself feeling isolated despite having frequent emails and instant message contacts with my colleagues. Having become frustrated trying to solve difficult problem, that's a dependent clause. No colleague were nearby to share ideas. Now, if you look at this combination of this sentence, you cannot have two dependent clauses joined together. No, it's either you have an independent clause and dependent clause joined together, or a dependent clause and independent clause joined together. So we need to make this underlying parts independent. That's logic. So this cannot be correct in English language. Now let's check it. Colleagues were important for sharing ideas. This is also a dependent clause and doesn't even make sense. So idea couldn't be shared with colleagues. That's wrong. So look at this last one. I miss having colleagues nearby to consult. That's an independent clause. It can stand on its own. That's the meaning of independent. Dependent cannot stand on their own. So this should be the best answer. Option D. Let's move on. It was during this time that I read an article into co-working space. No, you can't read into something. So you can only read about something. So this is why B is the answer. You can't read upon something, you can't read for something. You can only read about something. So that's why B is the answer here. The article published by Phelps magazine explained the co-working space at designated location. Now, let me show you something. I told you the other time that when you have comma here separating some group of words, it means it's a modifier, which means it's giving additional information about the previous word or statement. Now, if you decide to ignore this, the sentence should still make sense. Look at it. The article explained that co-working space are designated location. So that means it's also correct. So I'm just trying to show you some of the things that the test. Now look at it. Comma here must be, and there must be comma here. That's the modifier. Then you can also use a dash and a dash here to do the same thing. But you cannot have a combination of a dash and a comma, or a comma and a dash. No, it has to be consistent. Let's move on. For a fee, individual can use the conduct to conduct their work. The space are usually stocked with standard office equipment, such as photocopies, printer, and fixed machine. Now, such as is here is giving you examples of equipment. List out examples of it, so it should be correct. But let's check the options. We can't be too sure. So option B, equipment, such as, and full column is wrong because the full column is doing the same work as such as. So you can't have the two together. It's either you have a full column or we have such as. So that is why this is wrong. Option C, also wrong because you have full column and such as together. Wrong. And option D, you have equipment, such as, no, this is wrong. So having a comma like this, I've told you several, it's like you have a modifier, and this is not working as a modifier. Yeah, so and I told you that if you ignore those in the commas, you see how a sentence that makes sense. So let's try that here for options D. It means I usually stock with standard office equipment, photographer, printer. No, it doesn't make sense. So such as, very important. So the answer here is option A. And the key here is that you can use full column and such as together. That's what they're testing. Now, in this location, however, the space often includes small meeting areas and large room for hosting presentation. Now, the idea here, based on what I've been reading, is just telling you that the room is also used for something else. So it's an additional information. Or yeah, so it should be flow. It should not be a contrasting statement. However, gives contrasting statement. So this is wrong. So let's check other one. In addition to yeah, this is right. But let's check other one. For this reason, no, this is wrong. Likewise, no. So the best answer here is B. So let's check. So the cost of launching a new co-working business in the United States is estimated to be approximately $58,000. Okay, let's check this. The writer is considering deleting the underlined sentence. Should the sentence be kept or deleted? I believe it should be deleted because it's actually affecting the thought, the flow of thought. We never talked about. We're not talking about the new the cost for new business. That's not the point of this paragraph. So to delete it, but I don't know why. Let's check because it blurs the paragraph main focus. It's loosely related detail. Yeah, this should be the right answer. But let's check if you're deleted because it's repeat information that has been provided in the earlier paragraph. No, nothing like that has been mentioned in the earlier paragraph. So the best answer here is option C. Number 29. What most caught my interest though was a quotation from someone who described co-working space as melting pot of creativity. The article referred to a 2012 survey in which 64% of respondents noted that co-working space prevented them from completing tasks in a given time. Wow, prevented them completing of tasks in a given time. Prevention means negative, so that means it's a lie. So it's like it should be enable them. So option A is wrong because of that. So you check the graph. So option B, let's check it. 71% of respondents indicate that using co-working space increases their creativity. This is it, and it's correct. It should, yeah. So that's why this is correct. Spark the graph up. So option B should be the right answer. Let's check out our respondents created co-working space with giving them 74% of their ideas relating to business. Let me see. That's also wrong. Respondents revealed that their ability to focus on their work improved by 12%. So that's wrong. So the best answer here is option B. Let's check now. So the article goes on to suggest that the most valuable resources provided by the co-working space are actually the people who uses them. Who is talking about is when it's used for subject, whom is used for object. So the best answer here should be who use them. So that's the difference. So the people is the subject and it's referring to them. So who use them? So the best answer here should be who use them. Option D. Thus, even though I already had all the equipment I needed in my home office, I decided to try using a co-working space in my city because I was actually interested in co-working reported benefits related to creativity. I chose a facility that offered a bright open work area where I wouldn't be isolated. Throughout the morning, more people appeared. Period of quiet during which every work independently were broken up occasionally with lively conversation. So the writer wants to add the following sentence to the paragraph. After filling out a sample registration form and taking a quick tour of facilities, I took a seat at the table and I had to work on my laptop. So just talking about registration and sitting down to work, Abby. So where will it fit? Before one. The idea here is that the article goes on to suggest that the most valuable resources provided by co-working space are actually the people who uses them. So it now comes to those. Even though I already had all the equipment I needed in my home office, I decided to try using the co-working space myself. No, this is wrong. After sentence one, no, you can't even stay here. So, but let's see after sentence two, because I was specifically interested in co-working reports benefit related to creativity, I choose a facility that offered a bright open work area where I wouldn't be isolated. So if this comes here, it will make sense after sentence two. But let's check sentence three to be sure. So the morning, more people appear. Throughout the morning, more people appear. So the answer is option C. I like the experience so much that I now go to the co-working space a few times a week. Over time, I have gotten to know several of my co-working colleagues. Okay. Full column here means that additional information. Another website developer, a graphic designer, a freelancer. So the best answer here is correct because full column here is used to give additional information, list out list out example. So this gives the best answer. Option A is the right answer, but let's check through. Colleagues, semicolon, no, semicolon is used to join two independent clauses together, and that is not what is happening here. So it's wrong. So that's not join two independent clauses together. Comma, no, comma can't join them together. He's listing out colleagues. Example, give an example of colleagues here. So which is another web developer, graphic designer, freelancer. So it's list of things. If such as is here, could have been correct too. So it's just such as of full column. So full column is the right answer. So let's move on. Even those of us who work in disparate field are able to share advice. Share advice, yeah, and help each other brainstorm. Now, let's see. I think this is correct, but let's check through. Give some wisdom, no. That's not. Proclaim our opinion, no. Open. What's the meaning of open? The meaning of open here is so I believe the first listen is right. The first this is the meaning of open. Let me check. I'm checking means hold, state as one opinion. Now state as somebody's opinion. It doesn't fit yourself. Let's start 33. After 3 is A. Share advice and help each other brainstorm. So that makes sense. Alright. So that's all for this section. I would do next section 34 later. Thank you.